Hey, Mystery Road here. I just wanted to give a quick review for The Secret of Skinwalker Ranch, Episode 2 of Season 2. What do you think? Have you seen it? As I'm talking about it, let me know in the comments below what you thought. Okay, let's get into it. But before I do, please hit like, please subscribe, share on social media. I'm trying to build this channel devoted to UFOs, aliens, ghosts, cryptids, and all things paranormal and even beyond. So, all right, let's get into it. The Secret of Skinwalker Ranch. Okay, to start with, we've got the weird vanishing rectangle. What the hell is up with this rectangle? Okay, so this was the cliffhanger from the first episode of the second season, where Travis and the gang hear a weird noise or see something strange, and they go out at night. One guy's got a gun to investigate whatever the heck this thing is, and they see a rectangle, a mysterious, weird shape there in the darkness, and it vanishes right in front of them. And just as they see this, they see something coming in overhead in the sky like a shooting star or a meteor. What is it? I don't know. Is it relevant? It could just be a shooting star. I've been out in the country many times when I've looked up and seen a shooting star, and it was just a shooting star, presumably. I mean, who knows, right? Yeah, so they see this weird rectangle that disappears right in front of them, and there's no telling what it is. This is at the heart of their encampment of the ranch, where they have they're scientific based with all their sensors and cameras and equipment, and so much of that place is surveilled. They have surveillance equipment everywhere, and this rectangle happens just off camera, which shouldn't surprise anybody familiar with Skinwalker Ranch and the lore of Skinwalker Ranch. This stuff happens all the time historically at Skinwalker Ranch. The phenomenon will show itself, but it will show itself just off camera. And this happens time and again. It used to drive the NIDS team crazy back in the Bob Bigelow days. And, it continues to drive the modern investigators crazy because it does. It happens just off camera. Like I was talking about last time, the DIA agent that came out to solve the floating Mobius loop, that appeared in one of the old cabins. Only he could see it. It didn't appear on any of the sensors. No cameras picked it up. Only he could see it. So this is the phenomenon revealing itself, supposedly, theoretically, possibly, I should say, and but revealing itself in a way that can't be recorded or shown to others. So what does that mean? Does it mean anything? Maybe it was a gaffe. Maybe the phenomenon did not mean to be observed. Maybe it was trying to be, invisible, and it just happened to get caught. So who knows? But my study of the phenomenon in general leads me to believe it does not let itself be seen by accident. Generally speaking, there are some instances of UFOs where, it seems like these craft sat down because they had some mechanical problem and people saw them. So if those instances are true, then the phenomenon can reveal itself by accident. But so far as I know, they have not accidentally revealed themselves as a floating triangle. That sounds more deliberate to me, but that's just my thoughts. What do you think about that? Do you think that was deliberate? Do you think it was BS? Are the people on the show just making it up? Let me know in the comments below. Personally, I think they're on the level on the show. I think they're going to try to make it as entertaining as possible, and they're going to play some stuff up. Oh, I heard a sound. Ooh, it's probably an alien. So I think there's going to be some of that going on, just like if you've watched a ghost show, the Ghost Adventures. Oh, I heard a sound. It's got to be a ghost. So, maybe sometimes it is a ghost. It probably is. But sometimes it's just them trying to be as entertaining as possible to make a show. They're not lying necessarily. They're just playing it up because they've got a piece of entertainment to make. And I think it's the same on the Secret of Skinwalker Ranch. And that's fine. I want them to be successful so they can continue studying the ranch. And I do not think they are lying about this rectangle. I think they are honest and they are on the level. And they may play some stuff up, but they are unlikely, in my opinion, to lie about something like that. Or lie in general. I think there are some pretty honest guys, genuinely. So, but you may have a different opinion. I'd love to know what you think in the comments below. Okay, so let's move on from the rectangle. They get a guy that comes out to the ranch named Ryan Skinner, who examines some petroglyphs, or who shows them some petroglyphs, and then they examine it. And then later they bring in somebody else to examine the petroglyphs, and an historian who tells them what he thinks. And it appears there may be some petroglyphs from these old Native Americans who used to live on the ranch. I don't know if those were the Utes or the other major tribe, but and if you do, please let me know. But at any rate, the petroglyph seems to be a warning of or a acknowledgement of a portal. Something about the serpent god, and that's the guardian of the portal. And so this is symbolically letting people know that, hey, there is this guardian of the portal here, and there's a portal. What exactly that means in Native American lore, I don't know. I don't know. I didn't know they had portals. I don't know what that means to them. Does that mean a gateway to their afterlife or to the stars? What does a portal mean to them? I would be fascinated to know. I am not a archaeologist or an historian. I have no clue what that could be. So if you do, please let me know. I'm really curious, and I hope they do explore that more in the show to come. Okay, moving on. Okay, so now we come to the cow. The cow from last season was one of the big mysteries from season 1. There was a dead cow. It didn't seem to be mutilated. It wasn't a traditional cattle mutilation in the Linda Moulton Howe sense, which is, they usually have an eyeball or two removed, some organs removed, sometimes the heart removed, their rear cord out, and other things, part of their lip removed. Those are the common mutilations, and of course, all bloodless and very mysterious. Sometimes the heart removed from within the sac that the cow's heart is in without puncturing the sac, as if the heart were just teleported out of its body. So the cattle mutilations are weird and obviously non-mundane. This is not a devil cult or something like that. This is something else is going on with the cattle mutilations. But that cow was not mutilated. It just dropped dead. And at the same time it dropped dead, there was an object in the sky that may have been a UFO. Well, I mean, it was unidentified, but it may have been alien or whatever you want to call it. A manifestation of the phenomenon. So what killed this cow? Why did it die? It died very suddenly, mysteriously. This episode, they try to investigate. They get somebody to analyze it. They bring in a veterinarian. He analyzes one of the legs. He takes one of the legs with him and studies it. And it proves that the cow was not poisoned, which is significant because part of the mystery now is because they've had this cow sitting out for a year outside and no predator has touched it. So what is going on? Why the heck hasn't a predator gnawed on this juicy cow corpse? That is really weird and really unusual. It would make sense if it were poisoned with strychnine or something like that, something the predator could smell and wanted to shy the hell away from. But that is not the case. So, as we have just learned from this episode. So the mystery of this cow deepens. It died very suddenly without any symptoms of pneumonia, which is, the supposed cause of death, sudden onset pneumonia, which is, a weird cause of death. And so it had no symptoms of that. And yeah, so and it was not poisoned. So what killed it? We don't know. Does it have anything to do with the object in the sky? Very possibly, very possibly. And anyway, so there's not a whole lot more to this episode, but that by itself is pretty fascinating. I do hope they get into some of the weirder aspects of Skinwalker Ranch as the show goes along. And you might say, hey, that's all pretty weird already, Mystery Road. I mean, what are you talking about? Well, it is. It is absolutely weird. You've got crazy rectangles. That to me is the star of this episode. I can't wait to find out more about the crazy rectangle. But there's all sorts of weird things historically that has shown itself at Skinwalker Ranch. There's all sorts of cryptids, portals, like we were talking about earlier. Well, people have actually seen portals and strange entities emerging from them. There has been poltergeist activity at Skinwalker Ranch. And in fact, Skinwalker Ranch, I credit it directly with leading me toward poltergeist in my paranormal studies. Before I came across Skinwalker Ranch and studied it, I did not believe in ghosts or poltergeists at all. But when I learned that the Pentagon had been studying ghosts at Skinwalker Ranch, I had to investigate what the hell were ghosts. Were they just extra-dimensional aliens? What was a ghost? So I studied it, and it wasn't long before my studies convinced me that some of these beings that people see as ghosts are actually the spirits of people. And then I studied near-death experiences and gained a whole new field of understanding, possible understanding about the spiritual. And so now I am fascinated by all things spiritual and the connection between the spiritual and the alien, because there is a huge crossover. 30% of alien abductees are near-death experiencers. They have been to the other side and back. So what does that mean? Also, many alien abductees see the dead aboard craft. So anyway, I love Skinwalker Ranch. It is a crossroads of the paranormal. It is the real-life Twilight Zone. It is the Mystery Road. So hopefully someday we will get some answers. Hopefully this show will provide some answers. I'm not expecting the moon, but, a little sliver would be great. Okay, let me know in the comments below, what did you think about this episode in Skinwalker Ranch in general? What do you think about the intersection of the spiritual and the alien? I would love to know your thoughts. Don't forget to hit like. It really helps this channel. Please subscribe. That helps most of all. And until next time, Mystery Road out.